Hey guys, what's up? Going on, everybody? Just want to pop on here and give you guys a quick update on what's going on and what's been happening. Yesterday was extremely active. That's an understatement. But thanks to everybody that's been supporting, guys. And I am sorry about the choppiness of the live stream yesterday, but there's nothing I can do about that. Absolutely nothing. The only way that kind of stuff can be alleviated is to use fiber optic, and that's expensive, and I can't do that. But if you're on like an Ethernet connection, which is what most of us are on, this stuff affects it. More so like your routers and things like that. Like third-party stuff is very, very affected by this kind of stuff. But anybody that super chatted and did the members, gifted memberships and stuff like that, thank you so much. It's appreciated. I just wish I could have gave you guys a better stream. It's not the quality that I like to put out, but that's just what I had to deal with yesterday, and that's what we have to do, you know. Okay, so we're going to jump into this. Obviously, you can see this is the magnetosphere. That right there is kind of representing our bow shock. That's the first point of contact between space weather and our magnetic field. This is magnetic pressure, basically generated by these storms. Our magnetic lines get compressed, and it causes a bunch of pressure when we get hit with these things. So yeah. And also, guys, I want to just kind of point out something I really didn't mention yesterday. This stuff can really affect people's moods. This can affect people's health in a significant way. Okay? There's too much study out there now that people you got to just accept it because it's a fact. People that have are scheduled for heart surgery and stuff like that, the doctors now actually look at this stuff before they do it, because it can affect what's going on. But I just wanted to point that out. I'm not sure if you guys can hear that hoarseness in my voice. Yeah. I talked a lot yesterday. I don't really feel all the greatest, but I'm not like on my deathbed or nothing. I just don't feel all that great. I think it's probably because what's going on. So yeah. Now, guys, I seen a lot of stuff last night when I got off air that they were saying NOAA wasn't updating their forecasting and all this other stuff. And it's not that they're not updating it. You can't update it every 2 seconds. Okay? Now, this I don't quite understand, because this is something everybody usually, it's a go-to for people, right? Because this is really historic. This is what's already happened. This isn't forecasting anything. So I'm not quite sure why they're not, Space Weather Prediction Center is not updating this particular graph. It's a really good, I show it to you guys every stream. So I'm not understanding that part, but it could be just a glitch, and it's not that big of a deal, because we can go see the conditions elsewhere, even on this same page. So scroll down, and right here, there it is. There's your KP, right? So yeah, now we're still at a G4. We haven't come out of G4 since yesterday, when this thing started. So we are looking at 24 hours of G4 storm conditions. I also want to point out, Aurora we're seeing everywhere. I seen reports in southwest Florida. Okay? Aurora were everywhere. I went out and looked for myself. Because of where I live, we had some cloud cover and too much light pollution. I couldn't really see anything. But we did try. I guess I probably could have drove north a little bit and found a spot somewhere to pull over. But I seen some crazy Aurora photography, and it was awesome. Even from, I'm not sure if Ilea's in here right now. Hey, Trinity. Just people's personal phones. Now, what I want to point out, okay, we know what already happened and what's going on continual, right? So what I want to do is I want to show you what's actually still coming. This is not going to stop today. It's going to keep coming. And I've already showed you guys those CMEs coming, but we had stuff happen yesterday and today. So these eruptions are still happening. Now you see my my thumbnail, and it's kind of a play on words. It's snowing in space. Well, this is what I was talking about. All right, this is from LASCO C3. It's on the Soho Observatory. The satellite's a million miles closer to the sun. Let's go here, and I'll show you more in depth. This is over at Seeds. Here's Earth. Here's where the satellite sits. Okay, so anyway, why, it looks like snow. So let me I'm actually going to take you back to the tent here and show you this first. See how this is not really showing a whole lot of that? You see a little bit of it, and what this is, these little particle looking things, those are highly charged particles, and they're hitting the detector on the satellite. So that's what's happening. That's why it shows up like that. Every time we get a radiation storm from a big eruption that crosses our interplanetary magnetic field line, which is what this eruption over here did. We're connected to the sun on this side. Okay? So, yeah. When you get a CME that's mainly directed that way, it crosses that line and it picks up all the protons. And it can actually move backwards because of magnetics. Hey, thank you, Angel's Wings, for that. I appreciate the gifted memberships. Awesome. Anybody that got those memberships, tell her thanks, please. I really appreciate that, Angel. Thank you. But, yeah, so when it crosses that, it can travel back to Earth. And it hits us in the form of protons, proton flux. And that's what we measure radiation storms with. That would be the S storm here. And I know it's not showing up here, but it does show up down here too. All you got to do is go down here and look. This is proton flux. 10-2, that is a S2 radiation storm. So I think we're popping in and out of S2 to S1 range. Now, one thing that is updating right here on this page is this. So current conditions are going to show up here. This is 24-hour maximum. This is latest observed. And we had that flare was actually the biggest one yesterday that caused this CME that we've had from this sunspot. It's crazy. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at that real quick. But I want to show you what happened. This was on the 10th. And so we're going to back that off and go to today because we had some other eruptions. This one over here that happens is not coming at us. Okay? That's off the backside, and I'll show you here in a minute. But watch what happens when that blast on this side of the sun goes that way, and some of it's coming our way too. There's an Earth-directed component from that. You can verify that by looking at this coronagraph over here. You see that halo? That means it's got an Earth-directed component. Is it going to hit us dead on? Not right in the middle, but you don't have to get hit right in the middle with a blast like this to be really, really significant. Okay? So I just want to point that out. But watch what, shortly after this blast passes that area where our magnetic field line is, look what happened to the satellite. Okay? There's times when we get like extreme where you can't even see anything at all. It's all white. Looks like an old TV that didn't have a signal and was all static and white. Like the poltergeist scene where the little girl's sitting in front of it, talking to her mom through the TV. Anyway, but that's what that is. Okay? And it does. It looks like snow. It looks like what I just said. But don't let, I just want everybody to understand what that is, because you're going to have people not understanding correctly what that's going on there, and they're going to call it something crazy. And it's not nothing crazy. We see this almost with every big storm. Okay? And not even big ones. Doesn't have to be. It can just be a CME that fires that direction and crosses that line. But with that being said, this one did produce a significant CME. Look at this thing. Okay, this was one of the biggest blasts from the whole situation. That just happened, guys, today. So it's going to take some time for that to get here. It ain't going to take very long because it's moving fast. So we don't have like modeling updates for this other than this coronagraph. Okay, now we can go over here and we're going to take a look at this real quick because it's important to look at. This is SDO. We're going to look at the extreme ultraviolet, and we're just going to look the 11th today. Okay, I'm not going to take you back any further because we don't need to. What I'm going to do is we're going to take a look at it from the 131 angstrom, part of the light spectrum we cannot see with our eyes. So they put a filter on it, and that's what you get, right? They can make it whatever color they want. So, yeah. Are we 5 for 5, guys? I'm going to check in from time to time here to make sure because it's obvious reasons. Yesterday was just a stinking mess with the signal and stuff. Let me check down here too. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on with that. It may not load, guys. I don't know at this point. There it goes. Okay. It's starting to, but it's moving like a snail. So I do apologize for that. What we'll do as that's doing that, loading, I'll come over here and we'll just we'll take a look at the Aurora real quick. The forecasting here on the Aurora. So again, this is their forecast. It is what's happened in the past a little bit, but it's not, this right here is real time, I guess. So this is actually the event itself. See how it's rotating through. This is on the north, obviously the northern hemisphere. You see how far down south this actually got? Okay. So again, as we're moving forward here, and then it'll stop at current time, I think. It might go a little more forward than current time. I don't know. I don't think it does, though. We'll see. Yeah, it's starting to die off there. And why is it? Because the geomagnetic activity is starting to slow down. And that's what we would expect, okay? Especially when you come up here and you see we're at a G2 level right now. Things are calming down a little bit, and that's exactly what you would expect, okay? Now, this is their official forecast. You guys can come over here and look at it. They do change it, okay? Because when new data comes in, or historic data, what's already happened, they will change it to match, okay? And the reason why is because they don't want people to be confused. And if you get new data that changes your models, why would you not change your forecast? People get on them for that all the time, and I just don't understand it. I get it that they were wrong or whatever. It doesn't matter, though. What matters is actually what's going to happen, right? So, I'll just say that. Let's go back over here to SDO. Okay, cool. But here's that sunspot, and like I said, guys, remember, our connection's over here. So, anything that's blowing off over this way, now, again, there's that big flare. That's one of the biggest flares, and there was like 2 or 3 of them there. It's still flaring. And you're going to see more and more from that thing. I don't think that thing is going to slow down. I think it's just going to keep going. Now, is it going to affect us continuously? No, because it's going to rotate to the backside. It's going to be on the backside here just very shortly. Okay? Yeah, see what's going on with that? Look at that crap. Okay, I want to make sure. Are we 5 for 5? I just want to make sure, because I think SDO is actually, the website here is having some issues. Confirm, yes. Continue. It may not load. I might not be able to show you much more on that end of it. Well, maybe it did. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. But we'll go back here and check this out first. But look at that eruption. That's a big one. Right? I mean, wow. And shortly after it takes about 20 minutes to an hour for those protons to get here. It's not like X-ray. X-ray's here in 8 minutes. It's moving at the speed of light. So that's what's happening there, okay? So you're seeing basically highly charged particles smacking into the detector. Now again, this satellite is about 1 million miles closer to the sun than us. So it gives us a little bit of a leeway warning type of thing. Just a heads up, hey, this is coming. But you still don't have a whole lot of time once it hits the satellite, okay? You got, depending on what's coming, 20 minutes to an hour. Okay? Probably not even an hour. An hour's kind of stretching it out there a little bit. But, yeah. So, this is the 211, okay? I'm showing you this because when you see this eruption here, you can see how it rippled through. See that? Let me zoom in. So watch what happens. You can see it go through the corona here a little bit. Right there. And then right there, and even before there with the bigger one, okay? So you've seen the corona all the way back here have a shockwave go through it. So when you see that, the first thing that we need to do is to go back to the coronagraph and confirm that it's still coming at us, right? Because even with that, you really can't say 100% with just using SDO. It's still kind of guesswork until you come over here, right? Now, again, we can actually single out the CME itself. I believe it was right here. Nope. This is a CME detector. That's what this thing is for. That's why they do this. Let's look at... And so when it detects a CME, that's when it actually will record stuff. Okay? Or put it here on the site. So you can kind of see that, right? So that's just the event itself. So, yeah. So this is still coming, guys. This is coming. This is what we got coming. Is it going to put us up into G-5 again? I think it's got a chance. We got... Stuff is not going to stop and slow down. It's going to slow down because the CMEs themselves are getting spread out. The first ones that hit us came here, and 2 to 3 of them hit us essentially at the same time. I explained that already. It's kind of like a triple cannibal CME. So, I just want to point that out, guys. Okay? Now, what we'll do is I want to take a look at this again. This is their end-low spiral. And what they do here, they give you 2 days historic data. And then they give you a 5-day forecast out in advance. So, you're seeing quite a few CMEs there, right? So, let me just pause that. And right now, we are sitting about right here in time. So yeah, that's already happened. That's the initial hit. But if we look at this, we see one, and I've already done this for everybody. Let's do this again though, so you guys can see it a little bit better. There's another CME in there. Okay, that most people have not talked about. And I don't know why. They might not have seen it, because I did the same thing. I thought that was just one CME. But if you look close, I can't zoom in anymore, guys, on my computer, I'm sorry. But there's a separation there. So this is essentially a cannibal CME. The one behind it catches up, and then between those two CMEs become a shock wave from like a snowplow effect. So when that hits us, it acts like a CME on its own. But what's unique about this one is you have that other CME right there that catches up to those two, right as it's hitting our planet. Okay, so that's like a triple cannibal CME is what I'm kind of calling it. I don't know what else to call it. But then you see these other two behind here. So this is kind of a cannibal CME. Things are just, it's like a train, man. Where's the caboose? I want to see the caboose. And even there, that's 2 more. 3, really. They're just firing off that quick. Okay? So these are continual, like, cannibal CMEs just blasting out. It's amazing to me. I've never seen anything like this. And again, can we expect like massive solar storms during solar maximum, which we're either going into or already at. Yeah, we can expect big ones, but this is even at the high end for a solar maximum, guys. Okay? And I don't say that lightly, and I don't say that to upplay anything either. It just is what it is. Okay? But yeah, so I don't have a whole lot more for you. I just wanted to give you guys that update and explain what was going on with that. I will probably be back on later on tonight to give you guys another update, but I wanted to give you this short one here real quick, just so everybody had an understanding of what's going on. Okay? Thank you guys. For anybody that's new, please, hang out and join the memberships if you want. We do a 1 week, every week we do a membership stream. But we keep it fun there. We make emojis that you guys get to use. I'm going to be giving away cards. I am going to be giving away some Sunspot bicycle cards. They discontinued them back in 2018. So I'm going to be doing some giveaways. My wife is awesome and found a few bricks of them online. But they don't make them anymore. But they're really high quality and they're cool to look at. But yeah. But go check out everybody else. So I'm going to give a special thanks to Adam and Dex over at Marfugal TV. They shout me out all the time. I'm a moderator over there, but they have really been pushing, putting me out there during this event. And, they're doing their own great coverage over there too. I was over there for a little bit last night, and I hadn't eaten, and I was tired. I needed to take a break, so I hung out for like 20 minutes, and then I popped off. A lot of you guys might have seen me in there, but that's why. I just want to give a shout out to them and everybody else, guys. Just go check out everybody. Rip, Leah, she got really her own personal photographs. I mean, she got all emotional because she'd never seen them before. Aurora. And I probably would do the same thing. It's just awesome. Trinity, just go check out everybody, guys. But I will be back. So, God bless. Yahusha saves. And, yeah. You can drink this Kool-Aid.